Hey guys, so I was out and about. I had to get an oil change done in my car today, but I thought, hey, I'm gonna be out and about, and so I decided to stop at the thrift store. So I did, and it was pretty busy, which is why I didn't want to turn the camera on in there, and so I did score something actually pretty cool. If you don't like to cook, then it's not cool in your opinion, but it's something I've been actually looking for some time because it is actually extremely pricey on Amazon. Um, so it is this, and it's not, there are many versions of this out there, obviously, but this is the 1953 version. And I have one of the other versions at my house, which I will show you when I get home. But the 1953 version, you'll see why when I compare the two when I get home. And amazingly, thrift store, obviously you're going to get good deals there. So on Amazon, that specific version, on Amazon, they are charging like $85, and for this I got it for $3.99. I did get one other thing. It is extremely cold still where I'm at, so but I also just wanted to get a throw for my bed. But it is extremely cute. It is a knitted blanket. It's a knitted throw. Whenever I see something like this, knitted, handmade, something like that, instantly makes me think of my grandma. So she taught me how to knit. I just thought it's gonna be amazing for a throw on my bed. I gotta be very careful when I wash it, obviously, when I get home, but oh my gosh. I thought it was extremely pretty. It's got actually a maroon, kind of a peach, and a baby pink. So I just thought the combination is going to go great because I have a pink themed bedroom, pink bathroom. Yes, I know. So I've been wanting a throw for my bed, and I saw it and I was like, not only is it a beautiful combination of pinky colors, it is handmade, and that is gorgeous. At least in my opinion. Again, these are kind of girl things, so if you're girly like me, then you'll agree. But if you're not, then it's okay. But yeah, just had to share that. And again, when I get home, I'm going to show you the difference between the cookbooks. Then you will see why I've been so psyched and on the lookout for this specific version of this cookbook, and why I'm just like so thrilled. But yeah, I will catch you guys in a little bit. So I am back home, and I told you guys I was going to tell you why I was so excited about getting this book from the thrift store. And so I'm going to show you the copy that I currently have. This is the copy that I had, and so the copy I gotten today was a 53, I believe I mentioned. Already forgetting. So my copy was more new. It was 89, I believe. So I wanted to show you guys the differences, why I was so psyched about getting this one, and why I've had my eye out for it. Like, why I wasn't gonna sit Amazon, I believe I mentioned it was like $84, $85, something like that. And that's why I've been having my eye out for this one. So it's been like months, God knows how long I've been keeping my eye out for this. And I have looked at the thrift shop I was at today. I've looked at Half Price. I've just been looking everywhere. And so yes, I was psyched to find this today. And so I will show you why. Okay, so I have them side by side. Here's the 89 which was the only one I had. And here is the 53, which is the one that I just finally got today. I've had my eye out for like God knows how long, and I'm going to show you why I was so psyched to get it today. So starting off with the 89, it only shows you like basically, it's not very detailed. It does show you like timing tips and stuff and weights and measures, just things like that. But then it goes, here's the beginning of it, not very much, but it's just, you have your front cover, a little bit of tips on like how to save time with servings and stuff, eating right, and then it goes right into recipes. Now, here's the 53, it's more detailed on the baking. It's going to show you like different types of cookies, the type that you have, even frying, even frostings, and it shows you how long to bake, plus the temperatures. It's more detailed. Now, going in, this is before going into the recipes, by the way. It has meal planning and nutrition. So it'll talk about protein, minerals, and all your different vitamins. So, and talks about like for like girls, children, women, boys, men, how many calories you should be taking in. It talks about health in general. Here's like a daily food plan, how much you should be getting, how to meal plan, like again, meal plan ideas. And so that's what this is going to contain, is a lot more information, which is the difference between the newer versions. And then it gets into the recipes. So, see, meal planning for a crowd or just 2 or 3. There you go, packing a lunchbox. There is just a lot more in this. There you go, how to use ingredients. And then going back over, we're going to go through all the recipes. There's your index, of course. Of course, it shows you like what you can substitute. Ingredients, equivalents. So just gives you basically, obviously, you know, how much equals what. And what I like in this one, also here's something that this has as well, is like if by some reason you're a beginner or something and you get confused, it has like terms in this, like you don't know what dissolve means. To cause a dry substance to pass into solution in a liquid. Nah, helps you out if you're a real beginner. I'm just saying there's so much extra stuff in this 53 version than the newer ones. And we have the index back here. And it has the same thing about the weights, measures, emergency substitutions, but it has a little bit more of a difference, like explaining can sizes. And again, it's going into like how, like it'll explain like, you know, temperatures, minutes for, it goes back into like your cooking timing and minutes. It's far more detailed and it's far more, you know, informative. And that is why I am so psyched about this. And it's got probably way better, you know, recipes. I'm not saying that the 89 doesn't have good recipes. I've been through this like several times. I've tried out recipes from this book. It's amazing. But, you know, this one I can't wait to look through because it's going to have different recipes as well. And it's probably got a million other ones, you know, probably a lot more choices and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be like different. I'm going to say it's got more things. Like here, look at this. It's got extra chapters in it that the 89 doesn't have. Like here's a chapter called Table Settings and Entertaining. And I hadn't even noticed that before. It'll tell you how to select the proper linen, proper china. It tells you basically how to set the table top to bottom. Shows you basically how to set everything, formal, informal. Whereas that is what I mean by far more informative. So but like I want to go to compare cookie section. There's a cookie section, the 89. And here's the cookie section here. So here in the 53, they are listed right here on the front chapter. And here has it right here, nutrition analysis, but it does not give you like a list of what's going to be in the chapter. It just goes right into the recipes. So I will have to look, but I think there's going to be some different ones. Yeah, there might be some different ones. We'll have to find out. So that'll be interesting, but yeah. So yeah, I am just very excited about that. So if you're big into cooking, I would highly recommend trying to get your hands on a 53 version if possible, unless you want to spend the $84, $85 on Amazon for this, but it may or may not look as good as if you can grab it from a thrift store. Otherwise, you'll see different versions of these other ones. I'm showing you like the difference right now, you know, between like the older ones and the much newer ones. Well, 89's much newer than that. But yeah, definitely feel free to take a look at new versus very old. Old is going to be a lot better. So, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. Checking this out with me, because I am going to be really looking forward to spending the rest of my day going through this book. So I will see you on the next video.